I, Tanushri, on behalf of my team, I'm so sorry. So, good evening, everyone. Respected Guruji, chief guest, and all the audience present over here. I'm glad, as well as my team, is very pleasure. Like we got an opportunity to present in front of you guys, and our topic is makeup and jewelry for different classical dance of South India. I, along with my partner Shivani, we are going to present on behalf of our team, and so I hope you have enough heard about the classical dance, but I'm giving you a brief intro about the classical dance. So Indian classical dance are presented in utter grace and historical significance of rich history. They are considered as the highest form of art, meditation and prayer. Each form of Indian classical dance has its own uniqueness in terms of demonstrating and so in classical dance, jewelry and makeup plays a significant role. There are 4 classical dance of South India. That is Bharatnatyam, which is also known as Rasiyattam, Kuchipudi, which basically displays the Brahmin storytelling, and Kathakali, which is half Dravidian and half Aryan and half Dravidian, Mohiniyattam, which dance of enchantress. So Bharatnatyam jewelry. Just wanted to know, like we are from Bharatnatyam dance of junior batch of TVG Academy, and the most typical item of jewelry are Thalai Saman, which is like headpiece with the rokdi worn just above the flower of the hair, and Chandra Suryan, which is where either side of the head, and the ear ornament consists of 3 pieces. First is Matal, which is like chain in the earrings, and the Jhimki, which is like hanging earrings, and Todu, which fits on the lobe. For the next, there is Adigai, which consists of a choker in the pendant, which is like neck piece kind of, and a longer chain broad with a broad padakam or the pendant designed in the red, green and pearly stones with a peacock or floral design in the frame, which you are seeing here in the slide. So after that, like we are wearing comes to the hand in an undulating bangles vanki for the upper arms, and the gold bangles which we wore on the wrist on the ardham, or the broad ornaments belt, and occasionally on the hair ornaments which we call sarpam. Next slide. Bharatnatyam makeup. So the dancer is, so makeup plays a significant role, and it makes you look very unique, and like in makeup, like eyes makeup is the most important part in Bharatnatyam. So heavy lines are drawn around the eyes and darken and extended outward the eyebrows, so that it will depict the face movement of the through the eyes. And total Bharatnatyam performance is mostly based on the movement of the eyes and eyebrows. A red dye is applied in the fingertips, toes, soles of the feet. The color also applied in the palm of the hand in the round circle shape. Next. Now Kuchipudi jewelry. So Kuchipudi jewelry, it's traditionally jewelry of the region, adorns hair, nose, ears, arms and neck. Through similar to Bharatnatyam, there are small side fans attached to the costume and differentiate it from former costumes. So there is a cross pleats costumes that are used in the Bharatnatyam are also worn in the Kuchipudi. So the dress is almost similar to Bharatnatyam in Kuchipudi. We also wear a golden belt around her waist. Jewelry adorns hair, ears, neck, wrist, and fingers. Musical anklets, which called ghungru. So it is mostly made up of like leather bells, and the small metallic bells are there in that ghungru, which helps the dancer to perform while they will do the foot works. Mohini, now I'm handing over the mic to Shivani to continue the other slides.
Okay, adding to what Tanu already described. So, as we know, I'll make it fast. So, all these things that we come across, these art forms that we come across, have their religious roots deep down. So, it adds a lot to our heritage. So, let's move on to Mohiniyattam makeup. So, before that, Mohiniyattam and Kathakali, these are the two dance forms from Kerala which have their utter significance. And especially talking about Kathakali has its most elaborated, detailed expression, makeup, hand gestures, which makes it an ultimate form of art. So, talking about Kathakali makeup, so what happens here is we have all these colors which are painted on an artist, all in natural dye color. So, if you talk about the white paint that they use, it's all from the rice flour. And if you talk about the red color, it's nothing but the vermilion, and the black color comes out from the suit. So, every color has a significance of the character what they are performing. So, let's say if we say a green color denotes godliness, white color denotes spirituality, red color denotes turmoil, and yellow color denotes a mixture of godliness and turmoil. So with every character we have the color significance. Now these characters have specific names like Pacha, Kati, Minuku, Tadi. So talking about Minuku is nothing but yellow and red color mix, which is used to depict the skin of a woman or a Brahman or a Rishi. Talking about Pacha, it's a godliness character where you use green color paste to cover the face, and you have rice flour running down from the center of the cheek to the lower jaw. So such things make it utter graceful art form. And talking about, we'll make it quick on Kati. Can you just be here? So Kati denotes an evil character, so for example Ravana, but these all characters are actually high birth which are getting into sins, so that's what it signifies. Talking about Tadi is a play between demon and godliness, so it can be white, red or black variants, so it can denote a good character or a bad one. So again we talked about Ravana, right? So coming to Kari, it's a she demon like Shurpanakha or Simika. So that's the character it depicts. In the end, I would like to thank you everyone present here who played here on this stage and gave us opportunity to be here on this platform. Thank you so much, Amrita ma'am.